So this is a Google spreadsheet. I'm going to use this to help me calculate the average and the standard deviation. Hopefully you know how to calculate them. Google spreadsheets can do it for you as well. So I have two sets of data. You might notice both of these are hovering around the value 7.5. So the average for both of these sets I expect to be 7.5. These ones are more spread out. So they're 1 apart from each other, whereas these are only 0.5 apart from each other. So I expect the standard deviation to be larger for this first set because the numbers are more spread out. So I just labeled this box. You don't have to label it, but just to show you what I'm doing, I labeled it. And then you can type equals, and you can add things, you can average things. This is suggested. These suggestions came up. If you don't see the suggestions, you can start typing average. And then you can either type the box numbers B2 colon B6. This is box B6. So you can type them in there, or you can select them and it will type them. It'll type B2 to B6 automatically. And so now this is the average, 7.5. So the average is 7.5. This one, we're going to get the standard deviation equals, oh look, I guess it knows what I want. But if it didn't know what I want, StDev is what we want. Okay, standard deviation. And then again, I'm selecting these 5 data boxes. I'm careful not to go down to the 6th data box because that's not a data point, that's the average. So I only want these 5. I don't want B7 included in there. And there's the standard deviation. Let me go ahead and do this again for the other set of data. So this time I wanted C2 to C6. And the standard deviation here. So we just want standard deviation without all these different specialized statistic functions here. We just want the StDev. And as we expected, this standard deviation was much smaller. The average is the same. Both of these sets of data are centered around 7.5. So that's the average. But these ones are a closer grouping, so the standard deviation is smaller for this one than it is for this group. These numbers are more spread out. So now that I have shown you in the Google spreadsheet, it's very similar in the in Microsoft Excel or in LibreOffice Calc. So for the average, wherever you want to put the average, just go to that box and start typing equals average. It'll probably come up as one of the choices. Again, you can either select or you can type in the names of the boxes with a colon in between. It will give you the average. Same thing here. So this time, instead of selecting the boxes, I'll go ahead and type. I want to do from C2 to C6. You can see they're colored in, so you can check and make sure it's got the right ones. And then I press return and I get the average for that. StDev is for the standard deviation. I want C2 to C6. And here, standard deviation again, I can select or type in B2 to B6. So that is Microsoft Office. Here is a LibreOffice Calc file. Again, it's the same process really. All right, so we got average. This time it's making me type out the whole word. and I type the parentheses. Let me see if I can. So don't forget the equals. All right, I guess you have to type the parentheses yourself. So equals StDev, and then open the parentheses, and then you can either select or type in what you want. So there's a slight difference with the LibreOffice Calc. It gives you suggestions, but it's not a drop-down menu where you can select it. It doesn't look like. And then also, once you have the word average or StDev, you have to open the parentheses, and then you can either type the numbers or select them. So here I'm selecting it instead of typing it.